So, Monica, you remember my question? Because I
Well, so one of the things that we say a lot when we do a lot of trainings at Outfront is that we're asking people to do the thing that, you're not really supposed to do. So you're supposed to go to Thanksgiving and talk about sex, religion, and politics all together, and to really have a good conversation with your family about, LGBT issues. And so I think that that's at the heart of what we often are hoping to ignite Minnesota around, is actually having those conversations that can be really uncomfortable. And, and I'm reminded every day, luckily, because I get to do this for a living, about just how important it is, where we hear from just really courageous people all over the state who, are the first kid in their school to come out, who debate and think about it for years. Like, can I be that person? Can I be that one? To just talk about who I am. And we get to hear those kids who they run, one of them, ran his high school graduation speech. He was actually speaking by us before he gave it. And he came out to his family and the whole school all at once. We get to hear today a woman called who lives in northern Minnesota, and she was talking about just the discussion they're having in their family. So it's two women who have some kids in school, and they're talking about what it means if they become more public about who their family is, and what it means to the kids in school, and they're really letting their kids decide how public they are. And really talking about what that means about how they could really address the bullying that they're going to face. And they already are facing some bullying already. And so what that would mean to get support in school and how to make that support happen, just so that they can talk about who their family is publicly and feel like they're not keeping a secret, and feel like that they're able to just be themselves and to not feel like they're trying to hide, and just the weight of that discussion in their family, and the fact that they're really talking about wanting to be as out as possible, so that they can really to really help people understand that this is a vote that's happening in November, but actually what it really means is that, is our state really going to be a state that really says that there's a portion of our state that that should be discriminated against, that really isn't, that is suspect, and that really shouldn't have all of the opportunity that other people have. And I mean, I think that's the piece that we really work with, people of all different ages and supporters of all different ages and people who live all over the state to really address. Because that's actually what I think, this is the part that for Outfront, that's what we ultimately really care about, is that we know that the question on voters' mind is going to be, should gay people really be able to get married in Minnesota? That's the question that's going to be on every voter's mind when they go to vote, and they're going to make that decision. But underlying that question is really about the humanity of the people they're voting on, and really about them being able to understand that really all people deserve, equal opportunity, that our state really is one that really cares about moving forward on these issues, and really, and really worrying about the fact that there still is so much bullying and discrimination. And so, so that's the conversation that we're having.
That makes me think again to this question about framing, about how do we, and again, maybe you can talk a little bit about how these, trainings help people to talk about the shared linked fates that we all are in. Because again, one of the things we wanted to, in this movement building conversation, to highlight two specific campaigns and two communities and their efforts to broaden and bridge. Because this is all about, this isn't about, one of the things I guess that I'm struggling at trying to say it, articulate it well, which is the disappointing thing in my mind that often happens when there's these campaigns, or when, not the campaigns, but when there's either the situations that happen in both cases, is it allows for our society to be fragmented, and for us to forget that we're all linked in this. And I'm just wondering about the conversations that you guys have been able to have, and you guys articulated it really well, and you know, about how we have those conversations to bring us all back into the conversation. So it's not really, so in my mind, on some level, it is about the amendment and about the vote, but it's also about my life and about where I want my children to go to school, where and how do I want people to see me? Because the other reality that we all know, that if it's that this fragmentation and this you know, identifying one group, it's just going to be, you know, that's a very slippery slope.